wait is finally over. We are in for our consolidation finals. It is all on the line. Losers are eliminated. Winners get that spot in Pro League and a chance to find vengeance against Red Canids. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bless the ears, and Imperial to pick the T side on their opponent's map pick of Dust. Buddha. The IGL sitting back plat on B. He has support around the pillar. That's DGT, and a third now lurking up. It's red by 9Z. The question is, can they rebuke the take? 4 players peeking in from tunnels. It's a very long-range duel for the Glocks to take, and as you'd expect, the USPs have a hefty advantage. Buddha and DGT combining for 3, looking for the 4th. The final pair are both here. It's Descenti and Henny. We're just trying at this point to open up the docket for their team. Finally getting a first. That's Max dispatched. A second okay. Descenti on the P250. Now hit some blows at range. This is far from over now. DGT and Buddha are both tagged and known. DGT, though, drops Descenti. Henny does not get the P250. Buddha just completely ran out of ammo there. He finally gets an upgrade. And he'll get the final kill as well. 3 for himself in the round, but a lot of bullets exchanged on B. A very long-winded duel.
Yeah, it was just a prolonged duel at range in tunnels, which doesn't really benefit the Glocks. If you have the Glock out, you want to close the gap, you want to get it up close and personal. The P250 is really the only pistol on the Imperial side in that round that can afford to take those kind of duels against the USPs. So a very atypical pistol round B rush from Imperial, if you want to even call it a B rush. I don't think you can. It was more just a tunnels contact play. They never got past the first man of Buddha. Now it's a half buy, just a couple pistols upgraded here from Imperial. They want to make sure they get full buy in round number 3. DGT takes contact, removes 1, takes a bit of a dink as well. But he's still around and fighting, looking to do more damage at range with the A1S. Max has the MP9 with Martinez, and they're going to go up, but DGT's grabbing the quad kill, farming the eco frags, and making sure the MAC-10, or the MP9 rather, can't really get that extra kill reward. I don't think that 9Z really cares, so they just want to make it clean. And Buddha will be the last one to get the kill. No kills in the SMGs, but bonus time for 9Z.
Bonus time, and it's a very potent bonus as well. 3/5 of the squad are on A1Ss. 2 MP9s can really sow some chaos, either lower tunnels, catwalk, up close long. MP9s are very scary weapons, but their punch can definitely be mitigated on Dust2, just given the long-range sight lines. It looks like Buddha's going to take an MP9 for B. They play towards car or towards the jump up. You have a pause. It looks to be a technical one. Imperial, you mentioned they're going to get an investment, but no bomb plant hampers things a bit. Lacking utility on Descenti and Phelps. Vinny prioritizing the utility by getting it a Galil instead of an AK. That's unfortunate, but it's the right prioritization there. And hopefully we'll get back into the game shortly, but not sure what the technical issue is.
Yeah, not sure what the issue is, but it's very early for a technical issue. It shouldn't be too much longer. There we go. Right back into it, so not too long at all. Galil, AKs, decent utility. Not great for Phelps and Descenti, but overall, it's not a bad situation to be in for Imperial, although they want to get around here and around quickly. Do not let 9Z get the confidence out of map 1. Last time these two teams played on Dust2, it was a 13-6 in the favor of 9Z. It's the latter 2 maps which concern me as far as 9Z's success or lack thereof against Imperial. We're still a little bit of ways to get there still. Max up close, that's a good angle for the MP9. The other one in Buddha's hands, tight towards B tunnels. Long control taken by Martinez. It's a good hold, at least in theory, from 9Z. Not used Molotov yet, but DGT is dropped early up on catwalk. This now opens a bit of a run for Imperial to stream through. Wasso Peak backs towards site, but Imperial pump the brakes and retreat backwards a little bit longer. They have time to play with a now man advantage to sweat out what remaining utility 9Z have, which is not much. It's 2 smokes, now just 1 as another one is used on Cat to counter the push. Nade goes in, Wasso Peak tucks in at the barrels. And he'll just play the headshot angle, try and get a couple of kills, and wait for support from Martinez over on long. But the SMGs are going to be on the retake if it does come through, unless the bomb comes middle. Do they clear out? Max here, they do a great job of that. Now Huaso Peak's in a very tough situation trying to rotate through CT. Buddha over on B. Huaso Peak's got a pair from mid, though. And this turns the tide back into the favor of 9Z. Tie ball game, Huaso Peak Dawn. Buddha. Can he get the smoke kill? No, it's Descenti instead. And so Martinez has a decision to make it a 1v3. Does he go? Does he save? He hears footsteps towards tunnels. He's ready for Descenti. And it might not be a bad idea to go for this here. He's got the kit. He thinks it's A.
Does, or is he trying to just drop CT instead? I'm not sure. He'll get a nade. He'll fall back, though, yeah. A B retake is already difficult in an even situation, and a 1v2 with no utility, it's near impossible. Just looking for utility, scrounging about, not expecting them to be on the hunt. Looks like he'll survive. No one's really pressing the issue towards the A site, but if Phelps chooses to activate here, should have a pretty decent advantage with the one-shot headshot at range. Bomb goes off. Imperial open the docket rather quickly when the rifles come through. 9Z's bonus doesn't work out too well, and in fact, it wasn't too much of a bonus either. A lot of players are quite low on cash. Rifle will be dropped to Huaso Peak. Op is being purchased for Martinez as well, so we're still going to have an SMG in play, but we have an Op, and we have M4s surrounding. It's a very solid investment. Henny has a scout, the little brother of the Op, in towards top middle, and we could have a duel between the snipers very early on.
Job for Martinez, taking one of his aggressive peaks. Doesn't connect the first, and he doesn't even get a second shot as Descenti's there in upper tunnels to remove that threat from the round. Vinny around the smoke has a nice opportunity on Huaso Peak. And so there is another one gone from 9Z. Barely any damage dealt back the other direction. Run boost possible, but Max has taken the other direction. He's been spotted. He spams away, and he's kicking field goals. Splitting the goalpost. Great flash over, but he's still able to get one before he falls. DGT, nothing is no way. Wide swings that one. Headshot connected, and Buddha now has to save in a 1v4 as Imperial fast to tie this one up. And will Buddha even be allowed to save? Henny has the op in hand. He's expecting it, and a drive-by from Buddha's MP9 gets a double dink at a range. The nade comes through if there was anybody else, but Henny was alone. And so, Buddha will now try to save the big green gun. To no avail, Henny will get that back in the next round. And there's not going to be a buy-up from 9Z here, bar a couple of upgraded pistols. Imperial have a chance for an early lead.
Imperial a distinct chance for an early lead. 9Z are getting aggressive. They're trying to play their own game, which is what we said they needed to do yesterday. But right now it's getting called out rather handedly by Imperial. They isolated that player lower tons who was on an island. Martinez, I kind of like the idea of trying to force a fight early and middle, but committing to lower tons, especially when Buddha isn't pressing to support you from upper tons, it just puts you behind enemy lines. It makes it too easy for you to get picked off. Second player, I believe it was towards Long, trying to press through the doors, was caught as well. It's just 9Z trying to get aggressive, trying to make up for losses, and just getting themselves further into the hole because Imperial are more than ready to play complacently and patiently.
I think 9Z need to stop taking dry peeks. That's the first thing. It worked on the pistol round, sure. Obviously works in the second round where there's no buy-up from Imperial. But Imperial is a team on a different level than Sharks was last night. That sort of dry peeking, ego peek style that worked so well last night is not going to work against the likes of Imperial. 9Z will have to play a little more tactical, a little more reserved maybe, or if they're going to play aggressive, go together. Don't take these isolated 1v1 fights or 1v2, 3 fights because you have the extra players there for the T side. Picking into 2-3 players, not an easy fight to take in general. You have to make a decision which one you want to stick and fight against, and the hesitation can lead to you going down fast and early. There's a flank hold from Descenti as the 4 9Z players walk through middle and up and around. Martinez spotted around the box. Easy to go down, and Descenti will actually only go 1 for 1, so there's an upgraded gun, rifle in the hands of 9Z. And I think DGT is just going to run to the hills with that, while the USPs will go around and do what damage they can for the rest of the round, try and keep the T-side economy from getting too strong too early. But 3-2 rather the start for Imperial now, as expected out of this round. would not hate a timeout from 9Z going into round 6.
I wouldn't either. That AK should get saved, although Phelps is on this flank. Imperial have gotten a lot of control, and they've done very well to make the most of their control. They hunted down that op in the round prior, for example. Phelps spots one, gets the kill. EGT should have a trade. If not, he'll just survive. Survive. Don't take the duel. Don't force it. Wasso Peak does support getting the kill in the dying moments of that round. Does further some economic issues for Imperial, or cause some perhaps. I think they have more than enough to reinvest, but the economy a little bit more grounded. So a very scary fight there for the one saved AK. Imperial take the lead. They still have the op for Henny. Through the smoke, he catches Buddha crossing, just on a timing alone. That's very unfortunate for 9Z on the start.
Honestly, Imperial could have just gone B run off of the back of that. Buddha's the B anchor. He's the solo defender. DGT caught in rotation, and now Martinez tries to peek around. Molotov reveals him, and so does Vinny, but Huaso and Max trade it back to a 3v2. Max will not stick around for that fight against the op in middle, though. He'll retreat through tunnels and maybe even go for a backstab here. Huaso Peak does know there's somebody out towards mid as well, or towards B. That is Descenti. Max is just running right into his death.
Yeah, should be no chance. Descenti at the window gets that. That'll cement the round. Huaso Peak should not be going for this one. You mentioned a timeout would have been good. I think it might have been tilting, honestly. The opening was just Buddha through a smoke. There's no way to counteract that.
No, there's not.
Unfortunate start to the round. Yeah, very unlucky.
Huaso's gonna get caught by No Way. Unless he's ready for it. Doesn't matter. No Way removes him succinctly, and 4 straight on the guns from Imperial. They're looking very good with the rifles in hand. And for 9Z, yeah, you lose a player through that smoke early, but some of the other rounds you've had opportunities to do damage and you just haven't accomplished the goal. And that's a very concerning start for 9Z on a map which I would consider to be a must-win for them. I think you would as well.
Must win. I agree. They have a 10-2 record. They won it rather handedly the last time they went head-to-head 13-6. There's one saving grace from the early goings of this first half for 9Z. It's that Buddha is having a DGT level performance.
Yeah.
Your IGL is here to play, and that is encouraging. That means they should have the firepower necessary.
But remember, 3 of those kills did come on the pistol round.
That's true.
And then 1 of them came on the second round, the anti-eco. So 2 of his kills have actually come on defense.
Half by. Pistols can be deadly at close range, but Imperial are clearing angles tactically and as a unit. Buddha. Close to 57, gonna get flashed in. Doesn't matter. Descenti gets the kill right as it blooms. 8 open the smoke CT, gets Descenti 1, spots the second, spamming the smoke. He almost gets the kill on the Martinez Za, who's going to be run down by Phelps. There's the kill. 5-7 at range is a fickle beast at best. Does not hit the mark. Does some good damage to Descenti there, finally getting a kill, but didn't get a second unless Phelps chooses to give it.
Burst it.
Aww. A burst on the Glock would have been a peak mental boom, I would say. Been very good mental warfare. Could tilt 9Z, but kill from range at long cements it as a round worth 4 survive for Imperial. Allows them to further build that T economy, and they are looking up very good on Dust2. This is a map where the last time these two teams faced off, it looks like, I'm not certain, but it looks like they picked the CT side to start Imperial, and they had a total of a 14% win rate on the T side. This is a very big departure from that stat line.
Yeah, Dust2 I think would lean a little bit towards the T side, and right now Imperial making it work on the offense. Martinez a grip. Holy moly. He caught asleep at the wheel. That's a kill he needs to find. He needs to click that. It's a right eye peek for Martinez. And he just gets domed by Descenti. That's an issue.
Good job from Descenti, but yeah, I agree. He should have had time to pull the trigger.
He did have time to pull the trigger there.
Buddha, though, does not fail. It's his. sometimes is a bigger ass than you'd expect it to be. He's now going to post up on back of plat. He has a full mag on the op.
4 mollies, though.
4 mollies, and of course he has an op to contend with at range. Along with now utility jump. Flash in. He does attack through the wall, but Henny wins the duel against the not opper op. That's the site cracked open. That should be the round done. Yeah, Max and Huaso Peak and DGT, all three, the trio, are at long, cowering in a corner. Imperial guarantee at least a tied ball game in the second half, but more than likely they're going to build off of this in the ensuing rounds.
Oh yeah, I could see an 8-round half out of this easily for Imperial, if not more. They're hitting everything. Descenti's 9-6. He's been having a whale of a game. But it's not like anybody else on Imperial's not pulling weight. They're having moments. They're having rounds. 9Z won the pistol, the second, and that's been it. And that's not even close on the next 6. Imperial are absolutely dominating 9Z on dry peaks, on utility peaks, coordinated takes, lurks, timings. Everything is working in Imperial's favor. 9Z are just getting obliterated on every turn, and we need a timeout from them. They need to call a timeout. That's just gotta take a shot there. That's where it all starts bad. It's the opening pick. Says 9Z actually had the entry pick since the pistol, or that second round.
It's been a lot of 9Z going out on a limb alone, giving away the opener. Middle is the call now. A lot of emphasis being put here for Imperial. There's no op to challenge that top mid peak at barrels, so more or less get free control there and slowly just slink forward. Good spam from Max in middle, though, looking for that cross Xbox. That's a much-needed opener. And onto a heavy hitter of Imperial and Phelps. Still a long way to go, though. Still have that op of Henny to contend with, for example, so 9Z. Continue to press this advantage.
Good flash to set up DGT, but no way's able to escape out of that engagement. Flash for a peek in middle now. Max will see nothing. DGT will back up and again keep his eye on Catwalk. Martinez to cover from range with the A1S2. No A4s in the server right now for 9Z. A smoke on the Catwalk cross. Martinez will push to cover. Smokes, Molotovs, flash goes high. Martinez dodges that. He sees 2 around, but no way on the op. Actually, he's able to take him down. Playing Bogdan's Law. Low on health, takes the op from Henny. Still man advantage for 9Z. 33 seconds to go, but no way to delete. It's DGT2. Vinny out long can catch Wasso Peak, who tucks in towards blue. It's a damaging dink and will finish the job. Max watching middle. Buddha up on Catwalk. Will not be in time to deny the bomb plant, but no way cancels it. 14 seconds. He's got to go. Buddha still creeping up Catwalk slowly, but surely the smoke still warding him off. The op now peeking long, and Cat simultaneously swapping back and forth, although they've abandoned Cat now. Buddha has free reign, but no way's back on the angle. Buddha debating the peek on forward. No way. Spots out Max and CT. Henny takes some shots, but he can't connect it. Buddha has one. They know where Henny is, and they take him as well. Kit for Buddha. Defuse for him as well. And 9Z have won a critical round to stop the bleeding momentarily. But the money will not be fantastic if they lost 3 players. And Imperial have 3 players above 10,000 before reinvesting here. The Brazilian squad still in a very good spot. But for 9Z, a little bit of confidence can go a long way.
A much needed round for 9Z, but it was still touch and go to the very end. It was not convincing. It was not a shutout. Bomb went down. It was a 2 versus 2 down to the wire. The op nearly bailing them out in a big way. And 9Z now need to string 2 rounds together. Make this one cleaner. 3 alive at least. And then we can talk about them coming back into it. But if they lose this round, they're going to be basically back to the pistols. They're not going to have money to reinvest. So it'll be 7, likely 8 for Imperial. And we're looking at a potentially 3-9 first half in favor of Imperial. To put that into perspective, Boggs, they played 7 rounds on their T side the last time they went head-to-head on this map. They won 1 out of those 7 rounds.
Yep. And keep in mind that Imperial lost the pistol in the second round. So only 1 round for 9Z right now has been on the guns. So the rounds that actually matter, necessarily.
They lost 6 gun rounds in a row, basically.
Yep. Which is a very horrible result. If they can get this 7-5, I think there's a chance of 9Z moving forward. DGT's lucky to have that alive. Does still have his Molotov as well, tosses that in. Imperial looking for the kills, hungry. But they haven't
40
found it
seconds
yet.
left.
Yeah, they're going to smoke off the cat cross. There is the op from Martinez, but there's no real sight control otherwise. This is wide open here for Imperial, but they're going to be low on time. Are they faking a mid-splitting? There's 2 here from 9Z, plus the cross held from DGT. Buddha's got to hold the line as Phelps has the entry. Buddha turns away from Vinny around the corner, and now it's sight open B for the plant. Henny out towards CT with the op on the cross, shut down by Martinez. And now Descenti in the 1v3. B site does 2 hold. Can he isolate the duels? 1 through tunnels, 2 through mid. Martinez, long range information on the window. Descenti back, big box. Sitting, holding the doors. The DGT creeps through tunnels. Timing now to go on through. Also has a molly, but he's going to peek on in. Martinez AK. 1-2 for Descenti. And the low HP player is the last alive. He isolates them all. And Descenti shuts down 9Z. Holding the line. 7 rounds for Imperial. And also isolating that 1 gun round victory. Negating its impact and forcing 9Z into a difficult economic situation. All they needed was this round, Imperial, to set them up for long-term success on this map. And it is the pick of 9Z, and what a wonderful bit of individual effort from Descenti. The timing, the spacing off for 9Z. And they fall to the lone defender of B.
The last defender of B. The 1v3 clutch to really cement this half in the favor of Imperial, perhaps even as a statement of a half for Imperial, as they want to show us they are still favored in this direct head-to-head. 9Z, they're going to cobble something together. 2 M4s, 1 A4, 2 A1Ss, I should say. An op for Martinez again. He did win the Opper's duel in that last round, but other than that, he has been almost completely silent. He's at 3 and 8. That's not what you want to see from your Opper on the CT side of Dust. Also peeks on an MP9. I want to see something kooky with that. Maybe some aggression. Looks like he's going to hold long with it.
That's an interesting choice.
Oh, it's because he boosted Martinez. That's why. Boosted up Martinez, and so he couldn't go long because he had to boost him up, but hey.
That worked.
Yeah, giving the op the opener, trying to get him confident is a very big thing to do at this point because they're going to need him even more so on the second half.
Tag onto Henny through mid doors as well. Martinez getting activated a little bit more. That's a good sign for 9Z. DGT now through lower tunnels. A4 spray works out for 1. Descenti, though, knows there's 2, and he brains both of them. DGT and Max right around the corner, and suddenly it's a 3v3. Buddha can solo B. He's tucked in towards Car. Martinez has the op watching through the mid-cross, but there's still a smoke to allow Henny to get across safely. Buddha, one angle, flying through the air. Vinny falls as well, and Henny now in a 1v3, but no bomb plan available for him. Martinez around the smoke. Henny walking through. Martinez on top of it. Nay spot Henny, and he does! Opening and closing kills for him. DGT and Buddha, the meat and vegetables of the sandwich. And 9Z grab a 4th, keep 3 alive, and that keeps their hopes alive as well. A 9-3 half would have been abysmal to try to come back from the pistol round, would have been imperative. And Buddha, the fact he gets that second 2 onto Vinny, huge for 9Z. That would have been the bomb plant. That could have been the round with Henny in a good position to cut off the CT rotations. Now a chance for 5 for 9Z. Buddha crosses 1. Wasso P crosses 2. No tag through the doors. And the op of Martinez, long but passive, not really going for the peak. Now it's aggressing as utility has been expended by both sides. Nade goes in. Vinny tagged and bagged by the grenade. more damage onto Phelps as well. And around the smoke, DGT does damage, but Phelps and Noah come up with the kills. The off is down on the ground. Do they expect Max here, though? A triple up long. Surely they don't expect the third player here, but there is time for somebody to creep through the smoke, and Imperial are hoping for it. They're not going to let anything go to chance either. They clear out Max, but he does deal the first blow and level it out at 3v3.
Only one smoke left for Imperial as well. Far more utility to be spoken of for 9Z. Means they should have some time. They can buy some time, I should say. Imperial retooling. Player middle to hold for the cross. That's Huaso Peak walking into the open arms of Phelps. Advantage secured for Imperial. They want to put this half to bed, and convincingly so. An 8-4 would be a very, very good start on this opening map. They're going to walk into B. Buddha's here, but he's outside the doors. He's not committed towards car like he was last round. The AK as well, not as easy to spray as the A1S was. Straight contact play out. This might just be Buddha's end as a result. Turns around, sees them both. That's big. He can survive. He gets some information, does some damage as well. Henny down to 16. No, doesn't go far enough. Gets the first, though. Still kills the Senti. Henny low does get the trade. It's Max alone trying to cross, and will he expect the op here of Phelps? It was here before. He's going to clear dutifully with the op at range. Should have him dead to rights. Does not quite get it. Max now racing in towards that B. Does have the HE, but he doesn't know he's underneath window. Trying to clear as many angles as possible. He hears the player behind. Gets the kill onto Phelps. Time those of the essence, and Henny is unknown underneath the window. The Molotov might do him in. The Molotov is perfect, or does it spread? No, it does not. Henny, he stays alive, and Max has no idea. Oh, he walks into the flames. Is there time? Is there time to get the defuse? It's close. It's down to the wire, but he should have it. It should be 5-7 for 9Z. No, it's not. It's down to the wire. Maybe half a second between, but it's going to be an 8-4 for Imperial as we head to the halftime break.
Well, if you're just joining us, you missed one of the most incredible individual displays from Descenti to Lockdown. Be a crazy end of the half and an 8-4 lead for Imperial on 9Z's map pick. Winner of this series qualifies for ESL Pro League Season 20. I'm Boggs, he's Ponable Phillips. This is the South American Consolidation Final of ESL Challenger League Season 47. Imperial now the CT side, 9Z a necessary pistol and second round conversion if they want to take their map pick. Anubis and Mirage maps 2 and 3 should be strong for Imperial, so not a good sign for 9Z to have this kind of a deficit going into the second half of their map pick. And Dust2 descends adequately for 3 out in tunnels. Phelps helps him out towards top middle. And over on Max, there is 0 HP. The quad for Descenti, 2.0 KD, 18 and 9. And Nate, Imperial putting the nails in the 9Z coffin quickly.
Waiting to get this first map done and dusted. And again, this feels like a statement. In the pregame, we talked about how this game should be going to 3 no matter what, and that we both favored one team over the other. Yet it might be an Imperial 2-0, because this is the Bastion map that we said 9Z have to win on. We assumed map number 2 would be a loss. And here, Imperial are stomping out 9Z. Martinez out of desperation for the scout. He got some damage here and there, but he did not get the round. Not even a kill to be spoken of. 10-4. 3 more rounds and Imperial pull off a massive upset on this map. Again, this is a huge one for 9Z. They were quick to pick it up and adapt to it. They are 10-2 in the last 3 months. They bested Vitality, or they have bested Vitality on it, 13-9. And yet
they
here,
also took down Liquid and Red Canids, so
here they are, struggling. Don't even have 5 yet.
oh my gosh.
And the rifles are out. It's again Scrappy, and it's again Descenti starting things off for Imperial. He's at 21 kills currently.
I said he was a good piece of the puzzle. I didn't expect him to be 21 and 9 good piece of the puzzle. He's been having a whale of a game. Absolutely incredible to watch. And look, he just continues to push forward. He's expecting DGT, but he is removed from the round. That evens things up and gives a little more space to 9Z, who are having all of that information relayed against them by Descenti's push. Vinny has the MP9, and he's beginning to reaggress up towards upper tunnels with the MP9. Buddha and company moving up long. There's 3 players here to defend, though, from Imperial. They're reading this so well. They have all the information they need from Vinny. If it does come down to a retake, Vinny will probably just go for it anyway for the bonus round. Oh my gosh, he's out in the open. DGT just stuck out, and he turns back away. I think he was trying to dodge a flashbang, but there wasn't one thrown. And Imperial have left. They're going to a catwalk retake with Henny on the catwalk. I love this read. Vinny closing up around that smoke through CT. Phelps back to Gandalf. Wasso has the scout, but Buddha and Martinez have to make it all work with the AKs in hand. Henny at least has been spotted, but how do they clear out Phelps here? It's going to be very difficult. And the bomb still has to go down. Nade tickles him a little bit more. Wasso peek, drops, so does Buddha. Martinez jumping up with the MP9 is Vinny. And down fall 9Z again. The force buy absolutely botched. And Imperial are looking to send this one to Anubis with a statement as they're 2 away from obliterating 9Z on their own map pick.
Prevented bomb plant, fell back towards Gandalf to play the team game. This is a selfless Imperial, an Imperial playing to win. It is a very scary prospect for 9Z, potentially a prospect they weren't even considering. Out long doors is the call, sheer desperation for 9Z. They get 1. It's a short-lived victory. They're, in turn, forced away. 3 versus 4 for a pair of Deagles and a scout. We're all kind of just in the middle hoping for Imperial to over-aggress for information. Imperial already wise to that reality. A booster player up CT spawn instead.
It just keeps getting more and more bleak for 9Z, who, if and when, I will say when they lose this round, it'll be 8 in a row they'll require to make it back. DGT shut down by Henny. Descenti on site. Has 2 from range with the A1S. Clean again from Imperial. Not flawless, but still making it work nice and easy. Last ditch buy for 9Z. AK for Martinez. No op for him. And AK across the rest of the squad. Anubis is coming up sooner rather than later unless 9Z have 8 to take it to overtime. And that is the best case scenario for them right now.
A quick game too. There haven't really been much saves.
No. It's been run and gun demolition.
We had like 2 short tech pauses and the match has still been only on for 40 minutes-ish.
A little less, yeah.
It's a blitz to get through this first for Imperial. Henny with the op is just spamming towards mid. Buddha tagged down to 10. Not sure where that duel was being taken. It's like, let's see, towards B. He's still sticking around middle with this op. He hasn't had to do much of anything. It's interesting. It's Dust2, a quintessential op map, and yet the ops have not had much to say on either side. It's been the rifle of Descenti specifically. And the response from Buddha to offer some paltry resistance. Martinez caught by the very same man, Descenti. Just can do no wrong. Expects everything. Boop. Henny, his op finally sings. Catches the player jumping up Xbox. At this point, they know what the play was. Question is, will 9Z continue to commit towards it? Oh, wait long. That expected. It's an awkward duel, won by the A4. Final pair on Catwalk. Might not be long for this world. Already a quick flank from Descenti, who's just everywhere. He's a smothering presence on the map. He'll finally be felled, but he does so much damage. 39 HP between the 2 remaining. Henny finds 1, and Henny could very well find the second. Buddha, 10 HP, back literally against the wall. The IGL has to pull off a 1v3. Spots the first belabored fight, won by No Way. A 13-4 statement of an opener for Imperial as they trounce 9Z, the number 13 team in the world, on their own map pick.
What a performance from Descenti. He takes over the map individually. A great display, starting it off early on that T side, ripping heads, taking space, and creating opportunities for Imperial. The rest of the team brought up by the rifling prowess of the one-man Descenti. What a job from him. He was for ESL Pro League Season 20. And Imperial want to get their tickets all set in stone here and now. Their pick of Anubis is coming through here. And boy, oh boy.
The winner gets an additional $4,000 at minimum. That's nice. But of course, as you mentioned, the Pro League spot is, I think, the main boon by far. We are into the action.
Of them care about the 4K, Nate. They want Pro League.
That's true. They are all salaried after all, so.
I mean, even if I was in their position unsalaried, Pro League is what I'd be caring about.
Fair. We are into the action. Imperial CT side of their own map pick. 9Z confident to start on the offensive. Makes sense. This is a rather T-sided map. At the stats, it is 57% win rate. No, 51% win rate on the T side for 9Z. So 6 should be par for the course, but 7 or 8 is more than likely what's required given Imperial's pedigree on it.
That CT side for 9Z concerns me, though. 41% win rate. And now with Descenti opening up the score line. Traded back nicely. Still, that's a good start. But it might even be better for 9Z given the fact that Descenti's 1 for 1 and now he's done.
You're taking out that menace, that raid boss from the map prior. He had 20-something kills by the end of it. Very good impact from him. Single-handedly winning rounds in some cases. Still a slow walk, though, from 9Z. 4 versus 4 rounds far from over. Vinny spotting with a smoke in hand. He spotted the player exit. Or camera, as people call it. Chucks that smoke immediately. 9Z now kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. 40 seconds left. Phelps is going to walk through this smoke. He has dually. Timing is everything. It might just be in his favor. DGT starts things off right, though, towards A, getting 2. But Phelps has the bomb and so much damage through the smoke. Both players now sitting on top of the bomb vigilantly. That Glock is going to be a menace up close for no way. Phelps has to read it on this flank, though. He has to know it's coming through from DGT. If he doesn't check it, it could be catastrophic. No way taking contact. It's a flick around from Vinny to find one, but Huaso Peak gets both kills to cap off the round. 9Z, a much-needed pistol round to start off map number 2.
That's a necessary pistol round. The second round may be more important, but given the fact that this could be an identical start to Dust 2, it really comes down to 9Z stringing gun rounds together. They were unable to do that in the opening map. They got shut down 6 in a row by Imperial, or did it end up being 7? I forget at this point, but either way, it was just a massive streak of gun rounds from Imperial off the rip. 9Z never really got into the map, and they lost the pistol round second half, and that just torpedoed the rest of their opportunities and chances. It is just the eco from Imperial here, P250 for Phelps, and nothing more. Flashbang down middle, nobody peeking, but a very large congregation for Imperial. All 5 players grouped up. Molotov may just force them in. No, they'll be fine. Burns too close, and 9Z are running into the meat grinder here. The MAC-10's good for 1. Huaso Peak and Martinez, 1 apiece. Martinez doubles down, but 2 casualties not ideal here for 9Z, although they do keep the AKs up in hand. That's the one positive there. But here's the real test. Can they beat the guns?
Yeah, when the guns came out is where everything kind of fell apart on Dust 2. And fell apart's putting it kindly. Everything crashed and burned.
Yeah.
What was it? They won the first 2, and then lost 6 in a row.
Yep.
And then won 1. It was isolated.
1-1. Lost 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't be having that, especially not on the T side of Anubis.
Nope.
There's no kit and no op for Imperial. Additionally, they're lacking a bit of utility here and there, so this is definitely doable for 9Z. Have a pretty clear default set in mind, slowly just pressuring around. Pulling it into the cubby. They know a player likes to play in that corner, but DGT is already out of it, and he's spamming. He gets 1. Phelps is tagged down to 7. That is a big set of kills virtually. Not exactly 2, but almost. Should help 9Z in this round. Phelps gonna be hard pressed on B. Now player already out of E-box. Should have him dead to rights. Yep, there it is. Henny in towards Temple. Can't really do anything either. Smoke guises at the cross. It's going to be a save at this point for the M4s, as 9Z do take the first rifle round off the back of their bonus.
Well, that's the first start to any sort of success for 9Z on this map. They needed to get the rifle round and build off of that. Imperial saving 3 will give them something to work with in the following round. It'll help their economy out a little bit as well, which we all know how bad the CT economy is. So, for Imperial, slight consolation keeping the 3 M4s, the armor available. Not a lot of utility, no kit, but overall it shouldn't be too bad. But here's the thing. 13-6 9Z Dust 2 the last time these two teams met. 13-5 Imperial on Anubis the last time these two teams met. Are you seeing the trend that I'm putting forth here, Nate?
Terrorists win.
I suppose I do.
It's a bit of a reach right now, but it is possible that it comes through.
What is going to be the investment for Imperial? Do they get a buy around? They do. They have those 3 M4 saved. They can invest into 2 more for their teammates. They do get a kit as well, along with decent utility, so this buy is more capable than the last. 9Z also got an upgrade for that Galil. Also Peak now on an M4A1S.
Only 2 players without a helmet on Imperial, so the A1S will only be the one shot to Henny and Vinny. Utility not going to be on the entry here. Buddha's going to take this peak dry. Oh, they're going to double swing this. Actually spot out Phelps. No way's coming up through E-Box to try and help out, but he has to watch his 6 as well. Canals is still open. Molotovs, Utility raiding through. 3 players here with a fast rotation from Descenti possible. Nade goes through, but Martinez waits it out and peeks after it goes. It's a lot of distraction, but a heavy investment utility-wise from 9Z here on B for no real gain. They've brought over some utility, they've brought over some rotations, but Imperial now are spreading back around the map because there's been no commitment from 9Z, and I think the South American mix were hoping that there would be aggression to counter this play. Some sort of overextension. There is the opening pick, which Buddha was looking for. He had a good map 1. That's a good start to his map 2. The bomb's still outside of A, actually, and so much time on the clock for 9Z to work with.
It was never going to be a commitment. They threw the utility to bait it out in response. You can tell Imperial, it was at a minute mark. They haven't used any utility since. They have nothing on the belts. 1 flash left. At essentially a minute left in the round is when I was noticing it. So 9Z could easily re-exec. They had 2 smokes. They just used 1. Now time is getting down to the wire. Bomb has been recovered. It's going A. There's only 1 defender there, and it's Descenti on 2 HP. Henny, in the meanwhile, does get that 1 player throwing the fake.
Time.
You should know it's a fake. Now rotation's coming through, and time, yeah, it is of the essence. 10 seconds or thereabout left as they slowly creep into the site. Bomb is yet to actually start the plant. Swing from Max at camera is huge, though. A double, and looking for the third. At this point, it's a gambit to drop and stop the plant, but it fails. Just Henny now in a 1v3. He gets Max, that hero who stopped the players pressing heaven. Still has 2 more to find. Spot comes in, swings off contact. Henny's given the duel. DGT doesn't swing off Wasso Peak's contact, and he's cleared out. Henny swings through, gets the kill with the A1S. Not even a headshot required, just body shots for both. And Imperial, a 1v3 clutch for Henny to get them on the board.
In a 1v3, you need 1v1s. 9Z gave him 3 of them. And Henny did not miss any. Yeah, 4 kills, bomb plant for 9Z. But imagine winning that round, resetting your opposition, going up 5-0 off of the back of that success. Would have been such a better result for 9Z. Now they have to buy in again, and the op is there for Henny. An MP9 for No Way, a FAMAS for Vinny, sure. But that's some confidence back for Imperial. It's a big win for Henny. Gets him going early in this one. Nade will that smoke apart for a moment. Martinez sees nothing. 9Z showing signs of weakness here throughout the rounds they've won, and then that last round they should have had on lock, but they aren't able to close it out. Descenti getting closed in on, but he's still able to close line 1. Martinez's op now rests on the ground. Max can trade. It's a 4v4. But these opening picks, again, going the way of Imperial in a lot of these rounds, going back to the last map. And 9Z still finding ways to not be able to close things out. Henny, he's on the rotation. Vinny's up in heaven. That smoke, he gets flashed and he is shut down, but Henny can come through now, and he'll have help from Phelps. 2 kills back, man advantage, and now a double for Imperial as Phelps pushes through for a hat trick of his own. No bomb plant, no buy this next round from 9Z, and Imperial 1 away from tying things up. They're back in business.
Phelps and Henny, 2 of the veterans coming alive. Big one from the op out of heaven, and a big press through camera to cement the round, and as you mentioned, prevent that bomb plant. Really hamstrings that T economy more than you would anticipate. What is the buy going into this one? They go for a hero AK on Max, who buys all the way down. DGT buys utility. There are some pistols. Actually, Buddha and DGT both only buy utility. They're on Glocks. Martinez and Wasso Peak have Deagles at least. Imperial, their economic woes aren't really assuaded either. Vinny's still on only a FAMAS. Less than ideal. Slow one, but Henny peeking out knows it's pistols. It's 1. Descenti a 2nd. Phelps a 3rd. They spread out. 9Z offensive is being picked apart with no opportunities for trades. The hero AK finally makes its presence known, getting 1. It's already boxed in by Phelps, who has an easy trade. Last alive is DGT. He got the FAMAS, but no bomb. And a 1 versus 4. I can't imagine he's keen on saving this rifle.
No, he probably wants to die, but he wants to take somebody with him, which he is not allowed to do. Phelps grabs back-to-back 3Ks, and Imperial 3 in a row. Have it tied up, and because of the investment in the last round, no bomb plant, Max on a Mac 10, who also peeks on the Galil to get some of that extra utility purchased up. Imperial's economy now is starting to build a little bit. Henny and Phelps looking quite good. Noe is also in a decent spot at 2850. Descenti and Vinny maybe a little bit less than they would like, but Vinny's gone for an AUG here, and overall, Imperial are starting to look a little more comfortable after that early slide. But the trend more akin to Dust2 than maybe a reversal, an inverse of the last best of 3 between these two teams, which bodes very well for the Brazilians and not so good for the IEM Dallas semifinalists.
No, there's not. Looking at the stats, even though they have a stellar record, Imperial, or a respectable record on this map, they still struggle on the CT side. 5 rounds is all they really need. It's a 48% win percentage on that side. Meanwhile, they have almost a 60 on the T side. So Imperial over halfway to their target, I'd say. We're only halfway through the first half. Buy for 9Z, as you mentioned, all over the place. That Mac 10, that Galil, less than ideal. Utility leaves us wanting more as well. We've seen Phelps play pizza as of yet. Descenti pressing middle. It's aggressive, it's risky, but it pays off. Catches Max down towards Canals. That's the one player that was going for this split into B. Everyone else is now towards B main. Nades will come through. Phelps at pizza. Do they respect this angle?
Well, they nade towards E-Box, but it lands off the pillar instead, so no ways go. They do not respect Phelps. DGT and Buddha, though, are able to bring it back. Good nade onto the smoke from Henny, and he will answer with another. Spam through, and Buddha's 5 HP is removed. Martinez does not have the boomstick. He has an AK and a 1v3 around the obelisk. Not the easiest place to be in this situation. He'll tuck back towards Pizza. Lots of isolated duels and does spot the one out B main, but he loses that duel clean to Descenti. And there's 4 now in a row and a lead for Imperial on the CT side. He said they only need 5. They're 1 away from that. And 9Z struggling to get anything done consistently against the rifles.
It's very much like map 1. You know, they had one more round. Their bonus did pay off. They started off 3-0. But Imperial, once they got that first on the board, it's been more or less smooth sailing. The individuals hitting shots when required. Descenti even now is beginning to wake up. He was slower than Henny and Phelps at the start, but now he's potentially putting up a performance like he did on map number 1 in 9Z. Would have said go for the timeout a round later when you have rifles in hand, but at least they're not just letting the rounds get out of control without taking any timeouts like they did on map 1.
Yeah, there's no more margin for error for 9Z. They can't afford to lose another map in this series, and given the fact that the latter 2 maps favor their opposition, it's an uphill climb the whole rest of the way. After they lost Dust2, it was going to be a very tough battle. Going's only going to get tougher from now. Henny has that op in hand again. A little bit of utility used towards B early. The bomb left over towards A. Back of Ruggs, and maybe a little bit of aggression from Vinny here. Noe actually hasn't been able to open his account yet, but I don't think it really matters for him or Imperial because they have the lead. Ooh. Nice little tag back onto Descenti, double ding through. But he still lives. And he's got 1 on the DGT too, for good measure. There's no stopping him right now.
There isn't. Phelps gets another. Again, there's isolating duels. It's 9Z not having a clear direction. Imperial probing only slightly and winning the duel. And from there, the round is just kind of done. It's kaput. There's nothing else they can do. They find themselves too far in the hole. AK at least for Max. That's something. Galil for Martinez as well, but he's low. Imperial can simply do no wrong. It's going to be a walk down canal, a long walk from Martinez and Max. They look to go towards B. There's 2 defenders here, 3rd in quick rotation. That's Henny holding backside of Temple. Comes to contact. There's a shoulder. Molotov thrown in. Martinez is low, compelled forward. Phelps gets that one. No Way is here to support just in case. Player B main tagged, bagged off the combined swing. The last alive is out. Ebox steps are heard. Swing comes through. He lines up a pair. Phelps and No Way give away both lives with one spray, but 10 seconds left. It should not be possible. Vinny's already cinched down on the flank. That will go down. Will it hit the dirt? Yes, it will. That's at least something for 9Z. They got the plant off the back of a half buy, but they can't buck the trend. 5 in a row for Imperial.
It was a bit of a half buy for 9Z. They get the bomb plant, they get 3 kills. It's not horrible, but when you consider the rounds that they would require to have a good chance on that second half, it does look a little bit more bleak. They need to get the 7 out of this half. If they get 5, 6, it's going to be a very tough climb on their 41% win rate defense. Martinez is the op again. Max, AK, as well as everybody else. Max taking the reins now as the top frag for 9Z. DGT has not had a great night, which is not a good sign for 9Z, as they need him to be that star player, top the scoreboard consistently if they're going to have success. And Henny's trained for Huaso Peak. Utility instead just going to go through, and no peeking into middle. And it's a wise choice because the op from Henny does not miss these shots very often. 9Z continuing this sort of 2-1-2 default, though, and it has not paid off at all. Keep on going for it. Isolating Vinny is not going to work out. He dodges the flashbang. Martinez misses the second shot through, and he's done to the nade. Oh, never mind. He's escaped into the water, but he's a dead man walking on 6 HP. He can get tickled and he'll die.
He's avoiding the artillery strikes. That one through the door was his first test. The second one went towards the stairs up, where he was about 20 feet away. He's very lucky to escape unscathed from those 2 pieces of utility. The op of Martinez, though, redeems itself somewhat. Catches the player E-Box. No Way. He's been bullied throughout. The Centine and Phelps are still both here, however, and Phelps has the Molotov. Perfectly timed, throwing it in. Delays this press. 4 versus 4. Phelps getting boosted up. No, Molotov forces them away. Phelps swinging. Awkward duels. The spray's in. Huaso Peak finds one. Phelps one in return, and damage to Huaso Peak. 9Z. Get the bomb down. Have the advantage. But Vinny brings it right back to a tied ball game. Catches the op of Martinez all the way across the map. Henny on the op of his own. Has one, not the second. Buddha, the IGL in the clutch. A 1v2. He's found the first. He knows where Vinny's coming from. But can he buy enough time? The bomb sells a lot of time on the timer. And Vinny swinging is totally unexpected. It was a very aggressive press around the obelisk. 6-3 for Imperial. And the op as well recovered for Henny.
Op for Henny, round for Imperial. Half worst case now for Imperial. Sick all, which is a good case for them on the CT side start. And 9Z just failing to find rounds, failing to find the clutches, failing to find the 50-50 duels. All the 50-50 scenarios have favored Imperial.
They're not even 50-50 either. They're getting flashed off and still just winning the duels outright. It's a 40-60 that they're still passing more than 40% of the time. Phelps and Vinny.
Molly.
It's aggression again. Imperial changing up the pace on the CT side and still making it work. Should be a statement of how well they have this game under wraps.
And No Way still has no kills, and his team is dominating.
He's been pure support and purely bullied, frankly. Saw him get hopped in the round prior towards E-Box. Before that, he got lined up with, I think, Phelps.
On the double swing where he's trying to help out, be a good teammate.
It's been bullied. He had gotten to play the game, and it's still...
Oh my gosh.
No Way. Finding DGT, pressing middle. No, that's not sure where that fight was. Henny, a rare miss, but he still has support. No Way is on the board. Final pair, both in B main. Also peeking boot up. Spot comes in for Descenti on the flank. Again, he can do no wrong. The last alive is marooned at Pizza. He's going to play around the smoke in hopes of finding something on a timing. Spot's Henny. He's going to take down No Way. That should be an assumption at this point. 35 seconds left. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. No bomb. At this point playing for damage. Hoping to drop the op. Does catch Henny. Missing that shot. 25 seconds left. Again, Huaso Peak is playing for pride. He's not playing for the round.
Now he's playing to save the op. Which, it helps out a little bit. But it's on the T side. It's not the most necessary weapon to have on Anubis. Hasn't been too many one-for-one duels against Henny in general this series. But 9Z's pistol round starts are leading to nothing.
Phelps is at a 1.5 kills per round right now.
He's pulling a Descenti from map 1.
He's pulling a Descenti from map 1. I think I'm going to safely say at this point the opping duel has been won. They haven't really gone head-to-head at all, but Henny has been far more aggressive, far more successful, and far more impactful. Even on map 1, he wasn't doing too much, but still, he's having more impact than Martinez, who's really struggled. Just a lot of critical trades and critical shots.
Yeah, that's not a good sign here for 9Z to have players you expect to be towards the top of the board not exactly having the great performances. Max goes 1-for-1, but it's Henny to trade out Huaso Peak. The op is going to be difficult to re-peek at this situation as well. No utility really to force him away. No flashes to go for the peak. Those are on Martinez, and he's elsewhere. Imperial could just post up and wait for the take. There is a gap towards B. 9Z, of course, don't know that. We have all the information. As far as they know, there's 2 players either site, plus fast bid rotation. Flash in for A, where there are 2 players, plus Phelps on a fast rotate, ready to defend. Vinny's Hog, back sight, flashing through. 48 seconds to go. And through canals to B. Now is the call for 9Z. If they can dispatch, no way they can get the bomb down, but can they actually lock down the site is the best question. Because locking things down has been a futile gesture for 9Z so far. He's heard noise, no way. He knows smoke's coming through. Phelps can drop and peek. He's taken down 1, only 1, but now it's No Way's time to shine. He's had a rough start, but he dodges the Molotov, takes the peek on a DGT, knows where Max is as well, and rotates around Obelisk. Buddha's blind, Henny support flash works, and he'll get the last as well. They can't even get the bomb down, as Imperial have 8 in a row. Losing the pistol, losing the second, losing the first gun round, but saving 3 M4s, which they buy around to win everything from round 4 onwards. And a 9-3 half looks incredibly likely here.
Smothering 9-3 on the CT side of Anubis. Again, another statement half from Imperial. And even No Way gets a chance to shine when he doesn't have to play supportive. Henny again on the op. Clean on the openers. Confidence is there, and he is thriving. He's loving it. Time in the sun. Phelps now, it's his turn to get over-aggressive. Buddha does humble him, but No Way, again, when he can play his own game, he can find success. He found one. He's buying time for a second. He gets the second kill. A third spot and a third dispatch. The last alive DGT trying to walk in. The smoke will get by, but No Way on this flank. Should have him dead to rights. A headshot is secured. A 9-3 half for Imperial. Logs, I'm not sure what we can even make of it at this point.
I don't know either. I think all we can make of it is Imperial on another level. 9Z cannot get off the ground. And, well, it's going to be a massive trial for 9Z. Pistol round is a must, plus a whole lot more if they want to claim this one and take us to Mirage. But we'll have to find out after the break.
Map number 2 starts off much like map number 1. In fact, even worse so for 9Z. They find themselves down 3-9, entering the less favored side of Anubis. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you what could be potentially the end of this series. In very swift fashion as well. A must-win pistol. 9Z need to get out the gates sprinting because they have a lot of groundwork to make up against Imperial. A walk in middle is the call. Buddha does start things off well. Kill on Denoe, who's been bullied. Huaso Peak doubles it with a kill on to Phelps. And the blind is so good for Huaso Peak, who doubles down, finding 3 and finding 4 on the dualies. A must-win pistol for 9Z. A 4th on the board, still trailing by a tremendous margin. They can turn this into a 2nd round and a 3rd off the back of it. Then we can say the comeback has begun.
I need a gun round from 9Z to really say the comeback's begun. And probably 2. Because 9Z have won a grand total of 3 gun rounds this entire series.
3 pistol rounds, too.
Yeah, but they need to win gun rounds. You can't win a map only on pistols. Or they would have done it already. They need consistency with the guns. And they haven't had it. And unless they can find a way, there's not going to be any way they can take this series. Max only getting 1 out of that mid spam is also a pretty rough start. Martinez only has the dual Berettas. There's more damage opportunity here for for Imperial, given the MP9 in Henny's hands too. Huaso Peak, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. B site relatively open. He's got to come through to stop this, and he does a good job of that, barely staying alive. But 2 kills, not bad for Imperial. Lack of a bomb plant might be a little bit rough, but they got him by anyways. They won't have as much utility, but oh well. They'll have AKs, they'll have a good amount of utility overall. And if they can win this gun round, it's just about curtains.
Yes, it is. What? 9Z know they have to keep on the gas. They've got full M4s. Saw Martinez only on the dualies. It might have been confusing to some, but he was saving for the op. He's now out in the 3rd round of the 2nd half. He can become activated on CT side. That might be the boon 9Z need to run this gambit. So, it's going to be tested early. A B split. The direction that Imperial are going for, and they get 2 kills easily. No way entries on the Buddha back site. Phelps pushes in to kill Huaso Peak as distracted towards B. And Martinez is already cutting ties with the round, falling back middle. His teammate towards Canals is caught by the lurking Henny. 2nd should fare no better. DGT caught without incident. Some damage done, but 0 kills to be spoken of for 9Z. And at this point, Martinez is playing the stay alive game. He's hitting his op shots. That's something. When your team falls like that without incident, there's nothing much to be said in the favor of 9Z.
And again, 9Z can't get anything done on the guns. That's been a consistent problem, and unless they can fix that problem, they're not going to be able to beat a team in the caliber of Imperial, let alone Red Canids, who beat Imperial 2-0 to qualify for EPL first. They're waiting in the grand finals tomorrow. It's a best of 5 with 1 map advantage for Red Canids. But Imperial get a little bit lucky with a couple of nades out in hand, good aim on a lot of the initial duels, and 9Z, aside from those 2 exits from Martinez, showing little life at all on the CT side gun rounds, and they're going to force back in here. They have to. They have the op in hand, the M4 available for DGT, 2 MP9s, a Deagle for Huaso Peak.
Do or die.
It is.
They lose this, it's 11, 12, likely because they've invested everything. And that's 7 series points for Imperial. Again, Imperial, clear direction of mind to straight out B this time around. Very different approach from that of 9Z, and it has worked out thus far.
Well, they've been winning all their fights, so no reason not to be confident around this. Spotting out a player pizza, 4v4 situation as there's trades onto the side. Maskey's getting another one on the MP9. DGT 1 for 1, no way out of ammunition, finally run down. Henny last alive. A lot of damage to the op of Martinez. And he has the bomb, and he could still technically win this. He gets tagged down lower and lower, no HP to put him down. And He'll spray Martinez through the smoke. That's a bit brutal. But it also does seem to be par for the course for how 9Z have been treated by Imperial throughout the course of this matchup so far. And this is still very winnable for Henny. It would not be the first 1v3 he's won. Be a bit crazier given his health. But it's still a very reasonable possibility.
It is. Cannot count Henny out, not when he's in this form, not when he's at this level of confidence. 15 kills, 6 deaths. He's going to be given a 1 versus 1, depending on the timing. Max walking in this direction. 15 seconds left, times of the essence. Henny takes duel. Looking high, still gets the headshot, passes it cleanly. Bomb can now go down on A, and a 1v1 in earnest secured. Huaso Peak very quick towards A main. He's going to bide his time. It's the element of surprise. Henny playing an off angle, banking on the player to walk downstairs through camera. Huaso Peak peeking through A main. The crosshair's not aimed at him, but timing's everything, and Henny flicks around. Henny secures the 3K. And 11 secured for Imperial off the back, again to add insult to injury. That's 2 1v3s from Henny, if I'm not mistaken, with the rifles no less.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be all she wrote for 9Z.
Yeah. Just giving him the 1v1s. It's the same story. It's not the first 1v3 in general, which 9Z have lost. It's the second to Henny. And I believe it's the fourth. It's at least the third that they've lost this entire series. They haven't won a 3v1, by the way, 9Z. So there is that.
Yeah, they lost the one to Henny when he retook. I think that was the first round won by Imperial.
Yeah.
So he gets them started, and he might just get them across the line as well with that one. Pistol pushing middle. Again, it is a true full save in earnest. 1 flash for Buddha, and USP's surrounding. Vinny knows it. He bought a Mac 10. Although it was kind of necessitated by his money. No way. Complete control over towards B. Phelps is still keen on fighting his way in towards A.
Yeah, he has a little bit of help with Vinny. The bombs are going to waltz into the wide open peak side. I think they're just trying to end this quicker, although Huaso Peak is able to get both. He'll grab an AK. It's not going to really matter in the end, though. I don't think 9Z have much of a chance at all of securing this round. It's just save an AK into the next and hope you can string 7 in a row together. A little bit of an engagement between Buddha and No Way. No Way will drop the smoke behind him. Buddha will be pushing the issue here, but No Way slips on through to the other side and works his way up middle. Huaso Peak may join Buddha as well on his 1 solitary HP point. And both players will be dispatched in short order by No Way. Still a long time for DGT to attempt the save, although he does go for a bit of a safer area now up at Rugs, but Imperial, 7 match points, 7 tries to close out this map and match and qualify for ESL Pro League Season 20. And in fantastic fashion, too.
This has been complete dominance from Imperial. They are keen on taking this one, putting it behind them, and getting that revenge versus Red Canids, because Red Canids did topple both of these teams. They toppled Imperial in the upper final. They toppled 9Z in the upper semis. But Imperial are very clearly still hungry. They'll get Pro League with a victory here, as you mentioned. That's well and good. That pressure's off their shoulders. From there, they can just play their own game, play for that extra bit of cash in the grand finals. And right now, I feel like they're almost just looking forward to that match instead of playing in this one, because it's almost done. 9Z have shown us nothing. They're just waiting at this point. 2 smokes, 3 flashes, just holding and hoping that they can win their duels.
Which they haven't been able to, so there's that. It's been a night and day performance from 9Z. We saw them run rampant over Sharks. Yes, a different caliber of team than Imperial, but you would have expected a little bit more out of the 9Z individuals in this series, and they just haven't had any real impact at all. In fact, DGT is second from the bottom by 1 kill. That is the exact opposite of where you want him to be. You
Offers
expect
the
him
one
to be
behind
at the
him.
top. And that is another one you don't want to be at the bottom is Martinez. Max takes a wide swing. He'll lose the fight clean to Vinny, who doubles down on the Huaso Peak. Cannot get the third. It's Buddha from Pizza, but Henny and Phelps are entering out as well, leaving DGT in a 1 versus 3. 9Z have yet to win a 1v3 clutch. This one could kickstart the comeback. He doesn't even pass the first hurdle of Descenti. 13-4 map 1, 13-5 map 2. Imperial have qualified for ESL Pro League.
Qualified for ESL Pro League, stay alive in playoffs, now getting a spot, earning a spot in the grand finals versus Red Canids, and again, making light work of 9Z. This game